Christmas is not a holiday. It is an opening, a silent fracture in the timeline of ordinary life. You feel it before the lights appear, before the music plays, before anyone says Merry Christmas. Something shifts in the atmosphere and it hits the deepest layer of your awareness. The air feels heavier and lighter at the same time. Memories return, patterns repeat, people re-enter your thoughts. Your mind thinks it is coincidence. Your soul knows it is a signal. You are not simply walking into another season of the year. You are stepping across a threshold that only those who are awake can feel. Christmas is a portal, and like every portal in life, it does not ask for permission. It simply opens. You stand at the edge of this opening whether you want it or not. Something in your life starts to rearrange, and at first it feels like pressure, like something is pulling you inward. You do not understand why your emotions rise, why your dreams intensify, why your heart becomes so loud. But the truth is simple. The field is preparing your destiny. Every year this portal reappears. Every year it tests you. The universe has always used timing to move the right pieces into place. Christmas is one of those times. This is why December never feels ordinary. This is why your life does not behave normally during this season. Your soul remembers something your mind forgot. It remembers that Christmas has always been the moment when destiny rearranges your path. It is the moment when the next version of you whispers from the other side of the timeline. It is calling you closer. There is a reason we slow down during this time. It is not because of culture, not because of tradition. It is because something wants you to hear yourself. The noise of everyday life drops. The distractions fall away. What remains is the truth you have been avoiding. The truth about who you are becoming. The truth about what is ending. The truth about the people who are meant to stay and the people who are meant to go. This is not random. It is alignment. Christmas rearranges your life the way storms clear the air, the way fire clears the forest, the way silence clears the heart. It takes the old version of you and exposes the cracks. It shows you what you can no longer carry. It shows you the patterns that are suffocating you. It is the moment when destiny decides what stays and what must break. Some people feel this portal as loneliness. Some feel it as longing. Some feel it as hope. But no matter how it arrives, it is always an invitation. You are entering a space where reality bends, where time feels different, where memories from the past and whispers from the future collide. This is why you suddenly remember people you forgot, why you miss places you never return to, why unfinished stories show up in your mind. The portal is opening and it wants you awake. It wants you conscious. It wants you present. Not to suffer, not to be tested, but to be redirected. There is something inside you that rises during this season, an ancient instinct that knows you are being moved. You start questioning your life. Why am I here? Why did this happen? Why am I feeling this again? Why now? These are not ordinary questions. They are activation questions. They appear only at thresholds. They appear only when the timeline is shifting. The world around you becomes symbolic. A light on the street, a song you hear once, a message from someone you have not spoken to in years. These are not coincidences. Synchronicity is the language of the portal. Every December, this language becomes louder. When you feel a sudden pull in your heart, when you feel a sense of something coming, when you feel like you are standing at the edge of a revelation you cannot describe, that is the field moving your destiny into position. Christmas is a mirror of the unseen world. All your unfinished energy returns, not to hurt you, but to guide you. It brings closure, it brings clarity, it brings new direction. The portal opens and you are given a choice. Continue repeating the old reality, or step into the timeline that has been waiting for you. Do not underestimate the power of this moment. Do not ignore the signals your soul sends. Do not dismiss the feeling in your chest. You are being called. You are being prepared. Your life is not falling apart. It is being reorganized. Your destiny is not delayed. It is aligning. The field is arranging the people, the opportunities, the conversations, the endings, the beginnings. This is the season when life chooses to reveal its deeper architecture. There is a reason spiritual awakening is strongest in December. There is a reason transformation feels urgent. There is a reason your past and future meet in this one month. Christmas is the annual reminder that destiny never sleeps. It always moves. It always returns. It always knows the exact timing. You are stepping through a doorway that only a few recognize. You are being pulled into a new version of yourself. Not because you asked, but because you are ready. The portal opens. The field begins to rearrange the pieces of your life. The next chapter is already unfolding. The next version of you is already waiting on the other side. All you need to do is stand at the threshold and listen. If you feel this truth in your body, you are already inside the portal. There is a moment in every life when Christmas stops being a celebration and turns into a mirror. Not the mirror that reflects your face, the mirror that reflects your truth. And the moment the portal opens, you begin to see yourself. Not through memories, not through wishes, but through what is showing up in your life right now. Christmas reveals the parts of you that can no longer hide, the emotions that rise, the relationships that feel unfinished, the desires you try to silence. Nothing is accidental. Everything is reflection. You can feel it in the smallest details. The way conversations change, the way silence feels louder, the way simple memories come back without warning. Christmas brings you face to face with yourself. Your heart becomes the screen and life becomes the projector. Every feeling is a message. Every reaction is a sign. Every memory is a guide. The field does not show you what you want to see. It shows you what you need to understand. If you feel a sudden heaviness in your chest this season, it is not weakness. It is the return of a lesson you tried to outrun. If you feel a sudden joy, it is not luck. It is the result of the inner work you have already done. If you feel conflicted, it is not confusion. It is clarity breaking through the old patterns that no longer have power over you. Christmas mirrors your frequency, and your frequency exposes the truth about the path you are standing on. There is a reason certain people appear in your mind at this time. They are not there to remind you of pain. They are there to reflect the version of you that existed when your soul was still asleep. They show up so you can see your evolution. They show up so you can notice your strength. Sometimes they return as memory. Sometimes they return as conversation. Sometimes they return as a door you are no longer meant to open. Christmas brings you the reflection of the relationships that shaped you, the people who awakened something in you, the connections that shifted your destiny. Not every reflection feels beautiful. Some reflections confront you with your wounds, the loneliness you do not want to admit, the dreams you postponed, the parts of yourself you abandoned. Christmas has always been the season when unfinished chapters return, not to haunt you, but to invite you to close the circle. What you feel is not punishment, it is alignment. When the field mirrors your inner reality, it is preparing you for transformation. Look at what is happening around you, the patterns that repeat, the conversations that surface, the opportunities that appear at the exact moment you were ready. The truth is simple. The universe does not send random signals. Your life is responding to your inner frequency. The mirror only gives you what matches your state of consciousness. If you feel disconnected, Christmas will show you where the disconnection began. If you feel ready, Christmas will show you the door that has been waiting. If you feel lost, Christmas will show you what you must release to see clearly again. This season exposes the truth about every relationship in your life. Who strengthens your spirit? Who drains your energy? Who disappears when the timeline shifts? Christmas reveals what kind of people you are aligned with. Some people stand with you because your paths are meant to cross. Some stand with you because your energy resonates. Some stand with you because your soul chose them long before this life began. And there are those who fade away, not because they failed you, but because your evolution no longer includes their presence. That is also reflection. Christmas shows you who you are when the world slows down, when the distractions fall away, when the masks become too heavy to carry. It shows you the part of your identity that is true and the part that was borrowed from fear or expectation. You notice what your heart says when the noise stops. You feel what your intuition has been whispering. You recognize what your soul has been waiting to show you. This is why emotions intensify during Christmas. The mirror is closer. You begin to understand that life has been talking to you the entire year, but you could not hear it. The portal needed to open. The field needed to quiet your world. And now you see the truth that has been waiting. Every challenge you faced, every ending you survived, every moment you felt alone. They were not random events. They were signals. They brought you to this exact moment. They prepared you for this reflection. Christmas is the moment destiny reveals the direction of your path. There is a reason you cannot deny your feelings this time of year. Your soul uses emotion as a compass. When something pulls at your attention, when something keeps returning in your thoughts, when something refuses to disappear, that is not coincidence. It is a message. And when you ignore that message, life raises the volume. It sends signs. It sends memories. It sends people, not to confuse you, but to mirror your inner state so clearly that you cannot look away. Some people fear the mirror of Christmas. They fear the reflection of their loneliness. They fear the reflection of their regret. They fear the reflection of their unfulfilled desire. But the mirror is not there to judge you. It is there to guide you, to show you the distance between who you are and who you are becoming, to show you the spaces where your heart is still broken, to show you the dreams that still belong to you. The mirror is truth, and truth is the beginning of every transformation. Your reality does not lie during Christmas. It tells you exactly where you are on the path. It tells you what you must leave behind. It tells you what you must embrace. It tells you what is no longer aligned with your destiny. You see this reflection through experiences, through conversations, through silent moments when you feel the pulse of your life shift. That feeling is not imagination, it is recognition. Your soul remembers what your mind forgot. This is the reason Christmas feels different from every other season. It is not simply a date on the calendar, it is a spiritual checkpoint, a place where the old timeline ends and the new one begins. The mirror shows you the gap between your past and your future, between your fear and your courage, between the version of you that tried to survive and the version of you that is ready to expand. The mirror shows you everything you are leaving behind and everything you are stepping into. Christmas does not offer a reflection of your life as it is. It offers a reflection of your life as it could be. It shows you the doorway that you sensed but could not see. It shows you the inner architecture of your destiny. The path is already forming. The next chapter is already calling. And the mirror stands in front of you so you can recognize yourself in the version you are about to become. You are not here to repeat your past. You are here to witness your own evolution. Christmas is the moment the field places the mirror in your hands. Look directly into it. See what it is showing you. Feel what it is activating. The reflection is not the end of your story. It is the beginning of your awakening. There is a hidden mechanism behind Christmas. Not the customs, not the decorations, not the celebration. The real structure is invisible. It works in the background of your life. It organizes events. It aligns timing. It moves the pieces of your destiny when you are distracted by tradition. The surface looks like a holiday, but beneath the surface something far greater is taking place. The field becomes active. You have felt it for years without understanding the truth. You thought you were remembering childhood. You thought the nostalgia was emotional. You thought the people who returned were accidents. But what you were feeling was the field shifting into alignment. Christmas opens the gateway between what you can see and what you cannot see. It is a moment when the physical world and the spiritual world overlap. That is why time feels different. That is why memories become sharper. That is why your intuition rises. The portal is not symbolic. It is real. There is a law in the universe that does not speak with words. It speaks through energy. It speaks through synchronicity. It speaks through timing. Christmas activates this law. It is the moment when your internal frequency becomes visible, not on the outside, but in what comes into your life. The conversations you have, the people who show up, the emotions that surface. Life becomes a map of your soul. The mechanism is simple. When the portal opens, the field reorganizes reality to match your frequency. It brings into your life what resonates with your future and removes what is tied to your past. You call it coincidence, you call it fate, but it is a calculation. Every person who crosses your path in this season carries a message. Every ending that happens carries a purpose. Every memory that returns carries an instruction. Nothing is random. Everything is signal. Look deeper into your experience. Why do certain relationships reappear in December? Why do unresolved emotions rise? Why does destiny feel closer? The answer is in the hidden mechanism. Christmas is the moment when the universe tests your alignment. It checks what you have released, what you have integrated, what you have denied, and most importantly, what you are ready to receive. Transformation does not begin when you want it to. It begins when the field detects that your frequency has reached the threshold. This is why the same situations repeat for those who refuse to listen. The same heartbreak, the same arguments, the same mistakes, the same patterns. They are not curses, they are reminders. The field keeps showing you the same lesson until you understand. Change is not forced from the outside. It begins within. And when your internal state shifts, reality must respond. Christmas is the moment this response becomes visible. Think about the timing. It always happens near the end of the year. It always happens when the world slows down. It always happens when you begin to evaluate your life. Destiny does not move in silence. It moves through reflection. When the portal opens, your whole life becomes a reflection of the choices you have made, the choices you avoided, the choices you must now take. This is not coincidence. It is timing engineered by the field. There is a reason this mechanism activates when the calendar changes, because endings and beginnings are not separate. They are connected. The moment something ends, something else must start moving. The field does not allow empty space. It fills the gap with the next version of your life. But it cannot do this when you are rushing. It cannot do this when you are fighting the truth. So it slows you down. It brings silence. It brings stillness. And in that stillness, the mechanism begins its work. Look at the signals. You feel a pull toward people you lost. You feel a desire to reconnect. You feel a need to forgive. You feel called to release something you have carried all year. These are not random impulses. They are instructions. They push you toward the timeline that is already forming. They move you away from what no longer belongs. They guide you into the doorway of your next chapter. This is how the field works. It adjusts your external world to match your internal world. If your heart is closed, the reflections are painful. If your heart is open, the reflections are revelations. The mechanism does not judge. It only reveals. It shows you the architecture of your life. It shows you the hidden design. It shows you what is ready for transformation. The hidden mechanism is the reason some people return during Christmas. They are not accidents. They are mirrors. They show you who you were and who you are becoming. They appear because their presence activates your destiny. Sometimes they appear so you can let them go. Sometimes they appear so you can say what was never said. Sometimes they appear because your paths are about to converge again. The field never wastes energy. If someone returns, it is because something in your destiny needs to shift. The same is true for endings. Do not be surprised when relationships fall apart in December. Do not be shocked when opportunities dissolve. Do not be afraid when plans collapse. The mechanism is clearing space. It is removing the versions of your life that cannot follow you into your next timeline. The field does not take from you, it frees you. It releases what would have held you back. It prepares the path for the new. The most powerful part of this hidden mechanism is the way it uses emotion as a guide. You feel more deeply. You reflect more intensely. You begin to sense the truth beneath the surface. Emotion is not your weakness. It is your compass. It points you toward the next version of your life. It tells you what needs attention. It tells you what needs healing. It tells you what needs to be embraced. During Christmas, this compass becomes louder because the mechanism is active. This is why the holidays are never neutral. They bring out the parts of you that need to be seen, the parts of you that are ready to evolve, the parts of you that have been waiting in silence. The field uses this season as a reset. It recalibrates your life. It reorganizes your reality. It triggers events that push you forward, Sometimes it feels uncomfortable. Sometimes it feels like loss. Sometimes it feels like destiny. But whatever form it takes, it is always movement. The hidden mechanism is not something you need to control. It is something you need to notice. The more aware you are, the faster your transformation will unfold. The more you resist the mirror, the more difficult the season becomes. But when you allow yourself to see the signals, everything becomes clearer. You begin to understand why the portal opens every year. You begin to understand why your life feels different in December. You begin to understand that destiny is not waiting in the future. It is already here. Christmas is not an accident. It is a mechanism. It reveals the truth that has been shaping your path all year. It shows you what is ending. It shows you what is beginning. It shows you who you are becoming. The surface looks like a celebration, but the deeper truth is awakening. The portal is open. The field is moving, and the hidden mechanism is already working in your life. When the portal opens, the rearrangement begins. It does not ask if you are ready. It does not wait for the perfect moment. It simply moves. Life starts shifting in places you once believed were stable. Patterns that held you in place begin to crumble. Plans you trusted change direction. People you counted on drift away or return without warning. At first, it feels like disruption. It feels like chaos. It feels like something is breaking. But what is actually happening is a realignment of destiny. This is the moment when your old timeline loses power. The decisions you made from fear, the relationships you kept out of habit, the dreams you abandoned because you thought they were too big. The field begins to remove those burdens from your shoulders, and you cannot stop it. The rearrangement is not punishment, it is preparation. Your destiny rearranges every piece of your life so that you can step into the version of yourself that has been waiting for you. You will notice the shift in the smallest details. Conversations end earlier. Opportunities feel forced. Your intuition becomes louder and more demanding. You see the truth behind the surface. You feel it in your body. You recognize the signs you once ignored. Something in you refuses to go back to the life you have outgrown. You are entering a new timeline, and the old one is collapsing behind you. Every December has this energy. The world slows down because your inner world is accelerating. The field uses this time to move people and circumstances into their rightful positions. It brings closure to situations that have lasted too long. It brings clarity to decisions you avoided. It brings endings that are necessary for your evolution. The rearrangement may look like loss, but the truth is simple. You are making space for something greater. The universe does not take from you without reason. When a relationship falls apart, it is because your soul is growing faster than that connection can hold. When a job ends, it is because your purpose is expanding beyond that environment. When a friendship fades, it is because energy is realigning. Christmas reveals the truth that you have become too big for the world you once accepted. And when destiny rearranges your life, it will always remove what limits you. There is a moment when you will feel the shift. You will notice that certain people no longer feel aligned. You will sense that certain dreams no longer inspire you. You will feel the urge to move in a direction you cannot explain. This is the rearrangement. It is the push of destiny. It is the field adjusting your path. Do not fight it. Resistance creates suffering. Allowing creates clarity. You are not losing control. You are gaining direction. Sometimes the rearrangement arrives as silence, a pause in your life. Plans get delayed. Conversations stop. Movement slows. This silence is not emptiness. It is recalibration. The field is positioning the next chapter, but it cannot do that when you are busy holding on to the old. The silence is the doorway between your past and your future. It gives your soul the space it needs to decide what comes with you and what stays behind. You may feel like everything is falling apart at once, but look closer. The rearrangement is always intelligent. It removes the people who block your evolution. It releases the situations that keep you small. It clears the path ahead. And when the dust settles, you discover that the things that disappeared were never meant for your next version. They were holding you in place. They were delaying your destiny. This is the part of the journey most people misunderstand. They think transformation comes from inspiration, from motivation, from desire. But real change begins when the old world is dismantled, when the life you built no longer fits, when the identity you carried no longer feels true. The rearrangement breaks the illusion that you are safe in the familiar. It pushes you into the unknown because that is where your next chapter exists. You will feel emotional waves during this season. Sudden sadness, unexpected peace, anxiety without reason, a strange sense of anticipation. These emotions are signals. They are the language of the rearrangement. They guide you to the areas of your life that need attention. They reveal the attachments that must be released. They show you the dreams that are still alive. Your emotional landscape is being reorganized to match the frequency of the person you are becoming. Pay attention to the people who enter your life during this time. They are not accidents. They are part of the rearrangement. They carry messages. They carry lessons. They carry guidance. Some arrive to help you remember who you are. Some arrive to help you close old wounds. Some arrive to change the future you are walking into. The universe sends the right person at the right moment, not to fill a space, but to activate a new direction. There is a deeper truth behind every rearrangement. Destiny is not built through comfort, it is built through expansion. You cannot walk into a new version of your life while holding on to the old one. Something must break, something must shift, something must be released. The field is not destroying your life. It is removing what blocks your evolution. It is clearing the path ahead. It is preparing you for the timeline that is already forming. This is why the rearrangement often feels disruptive. It is the friction between who you were and who you are meant to become. It is the tension between the past and the future. It is the moment when your old identity collapses. And in that collapse, the new identity begins to rise. You step into a version of yourself that is more aligned, more aware, more alive. You begin moving from a place of truth, not habit, not fear, not expectation. Look at your life during this season. The endings, the beginnings, the relationships that shift, the dreams that return. All of it is part of the rearrangement. The field is guiding you. Destiny is moving you. The portal is open, and the pieces of your life are being placed where they belong. You are not being punished. You are being positioned. Your next chapter requires a different environment, a different mindset, a different version of you. The rearrangement is the universe speaking a language that only your soul can hear. It is saying you are ready. You are strong enough. You have learned what you needed from the past. You cannot go back to a life that does not fit. You cannot return to an identity that no longer holds truth. You cannot stay where you were because your future is too big for the space you are trying to survive in. This is the season when destiny reveals its architecture, the connections, the opportunities, the endings, the rebirth. Every piece moves into place, not by accident, not by force, but by alignment. What falls apart is clearing the space. What remains is meant for your next timeline. What enters is the signal of your evolution. Let the rearrangement begin. Let the field move the pieces of your life. Let destiny take shape through the changes you did not expect. You are being guided toward the version of yourself that has been waiting behind every decision. You are stepping into the timeline that has been calling you. The portal has opened. The rearrangement is in motion, and your life is already shifting into place. The portal does not open for the world in the same way. It opens for you in the exact place where your soul needs movement. Some people enter this season and feel peace because their inner world has already shifted. Some enter and feel fear because the portal touches the places they avoided. Some enter and feel the weight of memory because the field has chosen their past as the doorway to their future. There is no universal path. The portal is personal. Christmas does not activate the same destiny in every heart. It activates the next step that only you are ready for. The signals are tailored to your life. The lessons are specific to your story. The portal does not ask you to become someone else. It asks you to return to the version of yourself that destiny has been shaping in silence. This is why one person receives closure while another receives a new beginning. Why one person feels loss while another feels renewal. The field is not random. It gives you the exact experience that aligns with your evolution. You already know this on some level. You have felt the moments when life whispered to you that something was coming. You have sensed the shift even before anything changed. You have seen the signs that appeared only for you. A conversation that happened at the right moment. A memory that returned for no logical reason. A decision that you felt pushed to make. These signals were not for someone else, they were for you. The portal speaks the language of your soul. This is why comparing your journey to anyone else makes no sense. You are not walking into the same room they are. You are not facing the same door. You are not carrying the same lessons. Every life has its own architecture. Every destiny has its own design. And every portal opens with its own key. Your key may be forgiveness. Your key may be letting go. Your key may be courage. Your key may be truth. Whatever your key is, the portal will show it to you. There are people who will walk through this season without feeling anything, not because the portal is not open, but because it is not their time. The field never forces an awakening. It waits for alignment. It waits for honesty. It waits for readiness. Some souls have been waiting for years. They have been healing. They have been stripping away identities. They have been listening for the signal. And when Christmas arrives, the moment finally matches the inner state. The portal becomes personal. Look at the areas of your life that feel the most alive during this season. That is where the portal is calling you. Look at the areas that feel heavy or unresolved. That is where you are being tested. Look at the people who appear in your thoughts and in your life. They are part of the shift. This season does not give you what you want. It gives you what you need to become who you are meant to be. Your desires and your destiny are not always the same thing. Christmas aligns them. The portal becomes personal when you stop distracting yourself, when you stop running from the truth, when you stop choosing comfort over growth. Destiny can only rearrange your life if you let go of the things that hold you in the old timeline. The field will show you exactly where you are still holding on. It will show you the habits that keep you small. It will show you the relationships that do not match your future. It will show you the fears that have controlled you. This is not meant to break you. It is meant to free you. Sometimes the portal opens through joy. You feel gratitude. You feel connection. You feel possibility. Sometimes the portal opens through loss. Something leaves your life. Someone disappears. A plan fails. It is painful, but it is also precise. The field removes what blocks the next chapter, not to punish you, but to give you space to receive what is coming. The portal is personal because your path is personal. No one else has lived your story. The most personal part of the portal is the moment you finally admit that something in your life is changing. Not on the surface, but in the deepest part of your being. You begin to listen to your intuition without questioning it. You begin to trust the feelings that guide you. You begin to recognize that your life is not random. The timing of every conversation, the ending of every chapter, the arrival of every person, they are all part of the design. You are being pulled towards something you cannot fully see yet. The vision is incomplete. The details are hidden. The portal never reveals the entire path. It only reveals the next step. That is how destiny works. It requires faith. It requires surrender. It requires movement. Even when you do not have all the answers, even when the future looks uncertain, even when the past still hurts, the portal asks you to step forward anyway. There is a sacred truth in this season. You do not have to understand the entire story to enter the next chapter. You only need to understand that the story is evolving. Every emotion you feel points to your next shift. Every memory you revisit holds a clue. Every challenge you face is an initiation. The universe designs these moments for you, not for anyone else. The portal opens for the soul that is ready to step into a new identity. You may feel like the changes are too much. You may feel like everything is happening too fast. You may feel unprepared. But the portal only opens when your soul has already decided that you are capable. Your mind may doubt. Your fear may resist. But your soul is already standing inside the future. That is why the past cannot hold you anymore. The portal is personal because destiny is personal. Your life is not a copy of anyone else. Your shift cannot happen through someone else's story. This season asks one question. Are you willing to become who you were always meant to be? Not the version that others recognize, not the version that feels safe, the version that your destiny has been waiting to reveal. The portal is not outside you. It is inside you. It is inside your awareness, inside your dreams, inside your longing. It opens the moment you admit that your life is about to change. There is something powerful about a transformation that begins quietly. It does not need an audience. It does not need approval. It does not need explanation. The portal becomes personal when you choose truth over fear, when you choose movement over stagnation, when you choose strength over doubt. This is why Christmas feels different. It calls your spirit forward. It asks you to leave behind the version of yourself that survived and step into the version that is ready to live. The portal does not care about your comfort. It cares about your evolution. It cares about your purpose. It cares about the destiny that has been waiting behind every moment of your life. The portal becomes personal when you realize that everything that has led you here was not random. It was preparation. The field has been shaping you in silence, and now the doorway is open. Christmas is the moment when destiny calls your name, not the name the world gave you, the name your soul has always known. The portal becomes personal when you answer. There is always a moment in every transformation when the world inside you shifts faster than the world around you. A moment when you realize that the path you were walking is no longer the path you belong to. The plans you once trusted stop making sense. The goals you used to chase no longer feel alive. The relationships that once defined you begin to loosen their grip. This is the moment of realignment. It is subtle at first, then it becomes undeniable. Something in your life is adjusting itself without your permission. Realignment does not start with external changes. It begins in the invisible, in your intuition, in your feelings, in the quiet knowing that something is different. You wake up and the world looks the same, but you do not feel the same. Your spirit is standing in a different position. The timing of your life shifts, your perception shifts, your standards shift. Every belief you once carried is being tested against the person you are becoming. You are no longer aligned with the past, and you are not yet integrated with the future. You are standing in the space between. In this space, you feel pulled in two directions. One part of you wants to hold on to the familiar. It wants to return to what is predictable, what is safe, what you already understand. The other part of you wants to move forward. It wants growth. It wants expansion. It wants truth. This conflict is not a mistake. It is the tension of evolution. It is the pressure that forms the next version of you. The realignment is not meant to be comfortable. It is meant to be accurate. This is the moment when the field begins to show you what is still misaligned. It reveals the friendships that drain your spirit. It exposes the goals that were born from fear. It highlights the habits that suffocate your strength. It brings into the light the relationships you have been holding on to, even though they keep you small. Realignment always begins with truth, and the truth always arrives before the breakthrough. Look at your emotions. They are the first sign. You feel a heaviness around the things that no longer belong to you. You feel a quiet peace around the things that match your future. You feel resistance when someone tries to pull you back into an old version of yourself. You feel energy when you take steps toward the new. Your emotional response is not random. It is a compass. It shows you which direction the realignment is taking you. There will be moments when you question everything. You ask yourself why certain people have left your life, why certain opportunities disappeared, why certain dreams fell apart. You wonder if you made the right choice. You wonder if life is punishing you, but the truth is the opposite. The things that fall away during realignment fall away because they no longer match your frequency. The universe removes what cannot follow you into the timeline you are stepping into. That is why this moment feels so intense. It is the moment when your identity is separating from its old form. The beliefs that protected you before are no longer needed. The roles you played to survive no longer fit. The patterns that helped you once are now obstacles. You are shedding the version of yourself that belonged to the past. You are stepping into the version that belongs to your destiny. This shift is not symbolic. It is real. It is happening in your life right now. Realignment also shows up as clarity. You begin to see things you never recognized before. You notice the energy behind words, the truth behind intention, the cost of staying in places that do not honor your spirit. You stop ignoring the signs. You stop pretending you are fine with the things that hurt you. You stop apologizing for wanting more. This clarity is not anger. It is awakening. It is the moment your soul refuses to shrink again. And then something else happens. Opportunity begins to move. Conversations shift. New connections appear. New ideas form. You feel the pull of something bigger than your past. You begin to sense the future as if it were already written. Doors open without force. People arrive without effort. Synchronicity becomes the language of the moment. This is the sign that realignment is working. Not because everything is perfect, but because everything is becoming accurate. Realignment does not always look like progress. Sometimes it looks like stillness. The world around you pauses. The people disappear. The plans fall apart. This stillness is not failure. It is preparation. It is the field clearing space for what is coming. It is resetting the structure of your life so that destiny can move freely. If you try to rush this phase, you will delay the transformation. The stillness is where the real shift happens. You may feel like you are losing control, but you are not losing control. You are losing the illusion of control. You are losing the story you created to feel safe. You are losing the patterns that kept you small. You are losing the agreements you made with your fear. This loss is necessary. Because control is not the source of your power, alignment is. Real power comes from being in the right place at the right time, in the right version of yourself. This is why the moment of realignment is sacred. It is the moment when your life stops reflecting who you used to be and starts reflecting who you are meant to become. It is the moment when destiny takes the lead, when the universe adjusts the path beneath your feet, when your soul steps forward and your fear steps back. It is the moment when the old timeline ends and the new one begins to take form. The realignment will move everything that needs to move. It will change your relationships, your priorities, your vision, your confidence. It will show you where to stand and where to walk away. It will guide you toward the people who see your spirit. It will guide you away from the people who only see your past. Nothing in your life will remain the same because you are not the same. The shift is already happening. Some people will not understand your change. They will ask why you are different. They will question your decisions. They will fear your evolution. Do not let their confusion stop you. They are responding to a version of you that no longer exists. You are not living for their approval. You are living for your alignment. The moment of realignment demands that you answer the call of your destiny, not the expectations of others. This season is not an accident. You are meant to stand here. You are meant to feel the shift. You are meant to watch your life take a new shape. Christmas is not just a celebration of the past. It is a preparation for the future. It is the moment when the field arranges every piece of your life into its rightful place. The moment when your soul remembers what it is here to do. You do not need to rush this. You do not need to force anything. You do not need to know every detail of what comes next. All you need is to recognize the truth. The realignment is already in motion. Destiny has already begun the rearrangement. Your future is already pulling you forward. And every step you take now brings you closer to the life that is waiting for you. This is the moment when your soul stands in its power. This is the moment when the past releases you. This is the moment when the future opens its hand. Your life is not breaking, it is shifting. The realignment has begun, and nothing can stop what is meant for you. There is always a message inside every season of destiny, not spoken in words, not delivered through logic. It arrives through moments, through emotions, through the people who appear in your life at the exact time they are meant to. The message is never loud. It is subtle. It whispers long before it speaks. And when you are finally ready, you begin to hear it clearly. Christmas carries this message more than any other moment of the year, because it is not just the closing of a cycle. It is the reminder that destiny has always been watching your path. The message begins when life shows you what is trying to leave, when something ends without warning, when a relationship fades, when a chapter closes. These are not failures, they are signals. You are being shown what is complete. You are being shown what no longer holds power. You are being shown that the old version of your life has reached its limit. Destiny sends endings as a form of protection. It removes what cannot walk into your next timeline. There is also a message in the things that refuse to go away, the dreams that keep returning, the memories that follow you, the inner voice that calls you forward. These are not distractions. They are reminders. The universe is showing you the direction your spirit has been pointing toward all along. The message is simple. You were born for more than survival. You were born for expansion. You were born to become the version of yourself that your destiny already sees. Look at the moments when you felt misunderstood, when you felt alone in your transformation, when you felt like no one else could see the future you were stepping into. Those moments contain the message. They were designed to pull you away from the world that was holding you back. They were meant to push you inward, to listen to your own intuition, to remember that destiny is not a group journey, it is personal. The universe isolates you only when it is preparing you. The message continues through the people you meet, the ones who stay, the ones who leave, the ones who walk into your life and change you without warning. Every connection holds a purpose. Some people arrive to awaken you, some arrive to challenge you, some arrive to break your patterns, some arrive to mirror your strength, and some arrive to guide you into the next chapter. The field does not send anyone without a reason. Every relationship is a message. Your emotions deliver the message too. When you feel peace that cannot be explained, when you feel discomfort for no clear reason, when you feel a pull toward a decision you do not fully understand. Emotion is the language of destiny. It pushes you away from what is wrong and pulls you toward what is aligned. The message is not hidden. It is reflected in every part of your inner world. Real destiny never speaks in doubt. It speaks in clarity. You know something is right when your fear is loud, but your soul is calm. You know something is wrong when your mind wants it, but your spirit resists. This is the message of Christmas. It shows you what belongs to your next timeline. It shows you who belongs. It shows you what must be released. It shows you where the future is calling you. The message becomes louder when you stop trying to control everything, when you stop fighting the changes, when you let life unfold. Destiny does not need force, it needs space. The moment you surrender, the message becomes clear. The universe has been working in your favor all along. The delays, the detours, the heartbreaks, they were not accidents, they were alignment. They brought you to the exact place you needed to be to receive the message. The greatest message of destiny is this: you are not too late. You have not missed your moment. You are not behind. Everything in your life has been preparing you for the season you are stepping into. Even the mistakes had purpose. Even the losses had meaning. Even the silence had direction. You were never abandoned by the universe. You were being positioned. Christmas always reveals the truth of your evolution. It is the moment when your past and your future stand side by side. You see who you were, and you feel who you are becoming. The old identity begins to fall away. The new identity begins to rise, and the message becomes impossible to ignore. You are stepping into the life that was always meant for you. Destiny speaks through change. It speaks through intuition. It speaks through timing. When Christmas arrives, the message arrives with it. And the message is this: you are ready. You are not the same person you were before. Your heart is stronger. Your spirit is wiser. Your vision is clearer. You have survived every moment that tried to stop you. You have healed from every wound that tried to define you. You have become someone who can carry the future. The message of destiny is not a promise. It is a declaration. The next version of your life has already begun. You do not need to prove yourself. You do not need to earn your purpose. You only need to step forward. Every choice you make from this moment is a response. Every decision is a doorway. Every step is a signal. Christmas does not just remind you of the past. It reminds you of the purpose that has been waiting for you. The universe has not been silent. It has been speaking through every sign, every coincidence, every moment of alignment. The message has always been the same. You are meant for more than the life you outgrew. You are meant to expand, to rise, to become. Destiny has already opened the path. Now it is your turn to walk it. Listen to the message that Christmas brings. not with your mind, but with your soul. Something inside you already knows. The future is calling. The portal is open. And your destiny is speaking directly to you. The portal never closes for the soul that chooses to walk through it. You are already standing on the threshold. You already feel the shift in your chest. You already sense that life is speaking to you through every moment of this season. The field does not guide those who are blind. It guides those who are awake. And you would not have come this far if you were not meant to receive this message. This is the moment where your journey and your destiny meet. This is the moment where the next chapter begins to unfold. And this is where the ceremony begins. Take a breath and listen to the truth that rises inside you. Something in your life is rearranging itself with purpose. Something in your heart is demanding honesty. Something in your spirit is refusing to stay small. You are not hearing these words by accident. Christmas has always been the signal of realignment, the moment when the path ahead reveals itself to the ones who are ready. The universe brings you here because you are one of them. You were meant to hear this. You were meant to feel this. You are meant to remember who you are. This is the ceremony of returning to your path. Not the path you were given, the path you were created for, the path your soul has been waiting to walk, the path your future has already chosen. The field brings you to this moment because there are decisions you can no longer delay, there are truths you can no longer deny, there are dreams you can no longer bury. The portal is open and it is calling you forward. If you have been feeling the shift this season, if your emotions have been rising, if your intuition has been louder than logic, that is your confirmation. You are not going backwards. You are not repeating your past. You are stepping into your next timeline. The universe is not asking you to force anything. It is asking you to recognize what is unfolding. You are not in the wrong place. You are not late. You are not lost. You are standing at the exact point where destiny becomes visible. Let yourself feel the magnitude of this moment. Let yourself understand that everything you have walked through this year has prepared you for this chapter. The endings were necessary. The silence was necessary. The waiting was necessary. Your soul needed time to break open, to heal, to shed the identities that were never meant to stay. You are not the same person you were before. You have evolved. You have outgrown the life that tried to contain you. And now the next version of your life is opening in front of you. This is the part of the journey where you choose. You can stay where it is safe, or you can step into the unknown where your destiny is waiting. The field does not force the doorway open. It invites you through it. The question is simple. Are you ready to become the person your future has been calling? Are you ready to walk into the timeline that matches your truth? Are you ready to release the version of yourself that survived and embrace the version that is ready to live? This ceremony is not loud. It is quiet. It happens inside you. It begins with a single decision. The decision to trust the shift. The decision to trust the signal. The decision to trust the timing. Your destiny is not fragile. It is written with precision. It knows exactly where to take you. It knows exactly when to move you. It knows exactly how to guide you. All you need to do is let go of the past you have already outgrown. If you feel this message, if it resonates in your chest, if your intuition is speaking louder than your fear, then the field is already working in your life. You are already stepping into your next chapter. The portal did not open by accident. This moment is not random. It is alignment. It is destiny. It is the universe speaking directly to your spirit. And the message is simple. Keep going. Do not step back into the life that held you small. Do not allow the past to define your future. Do not let old identities hold you hostage. Something inside you has already changed. You can feel it when you wake up. You can feel it in the questions you ask. You can feel it in the way your soul responds to truth. You have reached the point where your heart knows more than your mind, and your destiny knows more than your fear. Trust the voice that brought you this far. Trust the intuition that keeps pushing you forward. Trust the signals you have been receiving. This season is not about celebration. It is about recognition. Recognition of your path. recognition of your strength, recognition of your purpose. The field chose this moment to speak to you because you are ready to listen. Every moment of your life has led you here. Every lesson, every loss, every victory, every silence. They were not separate events. They were steps. They were shaping you. They were preparing you. They were aligning you with the version of yourself that you were always destined to become. So take this season as your confirmation. Your transformation has already begun. Your future has already opened. The timeline has already shifted. The field is already arranging the people you need, the conversations you need, the opportunities you need. They will not arrive late. They will not arrive early. They will arrive in perfect timing. If you are still listening, if you are still here, if your heart is still open to this message, then you are one of the souls who does not turn away when life calls. You are one of the souls who walks into the unknown with courage. You are one of the souls who was born for destiny. And there is something waiting for you on the other side of this season that is greater than what you are leaving behind. The ceremony continues with a choice, not a promise, not a wish, a choice to step forward, a choice to align, a choice to trust that your path is unfolding in your favor. When the next signal arrives, when the next moment pulls you forward, when the next truth reveals itself, have the courage to answer. If you feel this message, you are already shifting timelines. If you feel this message, you are already being moved. If you feel this message, you are already becoming the person you were meant to become. Return to this message when you need strength. Return to this moment when you forget your purpose. Return to this portal when you need to remember who you are. The journey is not finished. The next chapter is waiting. And when you are ready for the next signal, you will hear it